It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm here with Shaq and the Jet. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Chicago Bulls. And guys, for the Bulls, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Taking a look at the changes for Chicago with the departure of Tom Thibodeau. Just how big of an impact, Shaq, is his absence going to be on this team?
First of all, it's not a departure. He was fired ungreatly. These people fired him. Anyway, they enjoyed great defense all the years under Thibodeau. They were built around defense and rebounding, and I think that might.
We've got basketball action at the AT&T Center. We're in San Antonio, Texas, the home of the Spurs, live on 2K Sports. Welcome to what should be a great Saturday night for the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5, and it's Dunleavy in at the small forward. Aldridge misses. It's incredible to think that Pau Gasol last year set a career high in points in a game for as long, Clark, as he's played. He had that 46-point game in January.
Yeah, that's 46 points for Pau to go with 18 rebounds. I mean,
right.
You rarely see a player of his age putting up a career high like that.
And Duncan throws it down.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one hand tomahawk slam?
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Here's Rose. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Mike Dunleavy is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Aldridge is screen. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
That's 2 unproductive trips in a row, ending in turnover.
And one thing you can't do is string together those kinds of possessions. It can snowball and hurt.
Now here's Green, following the miss by Derrick Rose. Here's Parker, and the foul on Derrick Rose. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Aaron Brooks is checked in for the Bulls. Here's Aldridge. Here's Duncan, and he banks in the layup.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
Excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
For San Antonio, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Leonard against Gasol, the 11-footer, and Duncan gets it to go on the assist from Leonard. 6 points for Duncan.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be. Guys, the Bulls' defense was as stout as ever last season. A big part of that is they have guys that challenge you inside and at the rim. Even off the bench, all of their bigs are mobile and protect the basket.
And he throws it down hard with one hand.
Crisp pass into the paint.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Over to the left wing. Gasol dishes to Dunleavy. Here's Butler. From 16 feet away, he cans it. Talking about the Bulls and their rim protection, they had the lowest opponent field goal percentage on shots right at the rim.
Yeah, and it helps when you compare 7-footers down low. It's not just the bigs, though. Even the perimeter players will track back and challenge at the rim. Really a total team effort.
He kicks it to Dunleavy. Inside, deflects the pass. It's stolen by Duncan. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go. All the way. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
The Spurs have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Back to Green. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number one for them right now.
And he gets the bucket. For San Antonio, they've gotten 7 of their first 10 attempts to fall so far. Excellent pace to their offense. And the dunk by Aldridge.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finish hard with 2 hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
Now, here's Butler. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Duncan. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Parker passes to Green, buries it down low. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Spurs?
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is working hard on the offensive glass. They've had a number of putbacks.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Taj Gibson. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Dunleavy. And Moore subbed in for Jimmy Butler.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. I mean, they've got to pad their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden one. Not much defense to speak of yet here, guys.
Nope, it's been all offense, fellas, all the time here early.
Got that one up quick.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing. Yeah, too many easy buckets coming from inside, and I think he wants to make that a point of emphasis.
I would certainly think so. I mean, if they keep giving up those kinds of easy looks inside, they'll be in big trouble.
Bulls trail by 6. Out to the wing. And Mirotic kicks it to Noah. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Stolen by Noah. The pass to McDermott. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. McDermott's got his first bucket in this one.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense. I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Brooks from outside. San Antonio with the rebound. And it goes out of bounds. That one off West.
Chicago ball.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. It's tipped. Here's Noah. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. This is his first chance at the line tonight. First one falls for him. Justin Holiday's checked in for Brooks. That one misses. San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Deflects the pass and stolen by Mirotic. Moore dishes to Holiday. Down low, it's stolen by West. And Anderson kicks to Mills. 1 second left. And we have the chance to catch up with Greg Popovich, and he talked about
to be in the conversation, I think, is totally appropriate.
Pop breaking it down and telling it like it is as usual, Clark. You got to love having a guy like that as your coach.
Without question. I mean, you have no idea how huge that is for a player to get that kind of support and backing from his coach. Is Tony Parker a great all-star and champion? In my book, absolutely, without question. But would he have reached that level without Greg Popovich as his coach? I think even Tony would tell you, probably not.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, what do you think they've been doing or not doing?
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Yeah, it's due to their hustle, as you said, Greg, and it's showing up on the scoreboard, too.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Butler teamed with Dunleavy on the perimeter. Portis is out there with Pau Gasol. And it's Rose in at the foul. San Antonio making a switch here. Duncan's checked in. Watching Mike Dunleavy Jr., he's simply the mark of consistency. We know he's in his mid-30s, but you know exactly what you're going to get out of him every season. I think Tom Thibodeau, last year's Chicago coach, really admired it and loved it.
It's so funny watching Mike Dunleavy Jr. play. I remember when his dad coached me when I was with Portland, and he was a little kid running around, and all of a sudden he's become this great NBA player. But you're right, though. He's made himself into a valuable asset in terms of the role he's been given for the Bulls.
They get the rebound. Pass to Portis. A second chance effort. On its way from Rose for two. And at last they get one to fall. Here's Parker looking for his first basket still in this one.
Talking about Dunleavy, boy, I tell you, he was playing at a high level already by his second season in the league. Practically every statistic across the board matches up since then. And that's over a decade later.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Chicago.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover. And getting back to Dunleavy's consistency here in his later years, he's one of those guys who has really ramped up the nutrition. He's hitting the weight room. I could make the case that he was a tougher, better player last year, especially on defense, than at any other time in his career.
Green, he's checked in for San Antonio. Spurs trail by 3. Aldridge with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. Aldridge, good.
How nice was that? Aldridge has such great form and extension on that shot.
Outside Butler. To the inside. A wide open look for Gasol. Makes a big height bounce and goes in. Gasol's got 6 points.
He has such a nice touch for a big man.
Yeah, and they've got to figure out a way to get a bigger body on him, because if they don't match up his size, then he's going to continue to work him over the rest of the game.
Chicago making a switch here. Gibson's checked in. That's tipped. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. And slam dunk by Butler.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here. Well, the Spurs, Greg, great at home last year. That's not surprising to anyone who's paid attention. We expect that. They're just so tough at home, year in and year out.
And Kevin, how about going 33-8 at home last season? And despite being the 6th seed, only the Hawks and Warriors, the 2 best records in the league, won more games at home. Hard to imagine you could be a 6th seed with that kind of success.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Butler with the steal. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Spurs trail by 6. Leonard the pass to Parker. No good. Some solid defense from Rose. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That is his first foul of the game. The Spurs making a switch here. Mills is checked in. Aaron Brooks is checked in for Chicago. Spurs have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Aldridge with it. 6 points for him. And Patrick Mills gets the 3. Mills has got 5 now.
You know, they've got to make him earn those threes. You play off of him, and he's automatic from that distance.
Gibson dishes to Gasol, and he slams it one-handed.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
And, boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shot's now starting to fall.
Pass to Rose. From deep three-point range. Cannot hit. It's the Spurs taking it the other way. Mills, that's a two-pointer. And another basket for San Antonio.
And sometimes you just can't get around your defender there. You got to hit him with that high top fade. And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And Martin subbed in for Daniel Green. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Taj Gibson. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Butler. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Rose. Well, as Greg was just talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammon, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
Now here's McDermott. Here's Mirotic. Anderson with the block. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. E'Twaun Moore, he's checked in for Chicago. McDermott kicks to Moore. To the inside. And Mirotic throws it down. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, no team able to build a big lead early on. I mean, it's tight.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
You know, not only is the game neck and neck and tight, but the rebounding battle is too. Extremely close on the board.
It's been brutal in terms of the physicality down low.
For Chicago, they have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
Manu Ginobili's checked in for Boris Diaw. And he makes all 3.
And injuries, once again, were a central theme of the Bulls' season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
There's 39 seconds left in the first half of the game. Brooks kicks to McDermott from 18 feet away, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Brooks has got 3 assists tonight. Spurs trail by 3. Ginobili the pass to Mills. It's rebounded by Noah. Chicago's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Here's Brooks. It's in. That's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
Outside, Ginobili, and that one's good. Ginobili's got 6 here in this quarter.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
Fires the 3, and again, it's San Antonio with a 3. Guys, what a tight start to the game this has been.
You know what? Can you believe there have been 7?
And we're through the first half of basketball here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Hope you've been enjoying the excitement so far. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. The biggest lead for them during the period was 6. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output from both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. Kenny, what would... And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just...
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. It's been a clinic from Patty Mills.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
The always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Duncan in at the 5. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Aldridge can't get it to go.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
To the middle, here's Leonard, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Both teams trading punches back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
The momentum swings, really impossible to keep track of. The energy in the building just keeps going back and forth, ebbing and flowing. I'm loving it. Can't be any surprise to you that Tim Duncan, folks, last year became the leading rebounder of all active players, passed up Kevin Garnett for that honorable distinction. We're talking 15,000 rebounds total over 18 seasons.
And Clark, as we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets and as a result, trading the lead.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
San Antonio trailing here. We're getting back to Duncan's rebounding. He's always had the great size and wingspan and timing, and he really positions himself well for those rebounds. But what seems to separate him is his quiet toughness. He'll never back down.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, he's not a guy that's going to yell or pump his fist. He's not going to flex his muscles to the crowd. He just silently assassinates you
well said.
out on the floor.
You're right. You're so right. There's the dish to Gibson. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
Boy, that mid-range jumper is a beautiful thing to have in your bag, and they've had it going today.
And some say it's a lost art, but they're getting excellent results with it tonight.
Green inside the three-point line gets the jumper from the corner to fall. Green's got 6.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Boris Diaz checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Then for the Bulls, Portis comes in for Taj Gibson. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Rose. And Diaw kicks to Duncan from deep. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Outside Butler. Goes up on the high post. Great D that time from Leonard.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Throws down the breakaway jam.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
That one goes. Count it.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
And the wide open shot from Green. Another one falls for San Antonio.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Last season, Clark, the Spurs kept on winning as usual. They passed the Lakers, in fact, for the best winning percentage all time for a franchise.
Well, some of that has to do with the struggles the Lakers had last season, but more of it is credit to the Spurs. Consistency and high-quality play has been who they are and have been for 2 decades. He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
And with the Spurs and their winning percentage, it's right above 60. Bad for a team that joined the NBA back in 1977.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. West is checked in for Duncan. Kyle Anderson comes in for Leonard. Kevin Martin is checked in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Then for the Bulls, Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Mike Dunleavy. And it's Brooks in for Jimmy Butler.
A lot of the Spurs' success, guys, with their winning percentage has come since the 90s. The way they are put together, who knows how high they can push that franchise winning percentage.
McDermott's checked in for Portis, and both free throws good for Mills. And for Kyle Anderson, he had so many traits, Greg, the Spurs were looking for when they drafted him back in 2014, but he spent pretty much the entire season on the Pine.
Yeah, and you know that Coach Pop makes his guys earn their minutes. You know, he doesn't care if he took you in the first round or if you're an undrafted free agent. He's going to play the guy who helps his team win.
That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Noah.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Here's Anderson. Soft touch off the glass. Anderson's got his first basket.
You know, talking about Kyle Anderson, he's a bit of a polarizing prospect, has a multifaceted skill set. I mean, excellent court vision, outstanding length, doesn't have elite athleticism, absolutely needs to get stronger, but he's got a lot of game.
And here is Mirotic, and Boris Diaw picks up the foul. Manu Ginobili's checked in for San Antonio. And a change for the Bulls. Moore's checked in. A minute 20 left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, real nice shot selection there. I guess he's working on his buzzer beater form.
That's a reach, but perhaps that is the case. Or maybe he was trying to knock a bird off of the scoreboard.
Is about right. Because I still can't figure that one out.
No, I see no birds up there.
No.
To the paint, stolen by Anderson. And stolen by Mirotic. Fast break, here comes Chicago. Noah's got the ball. And Clark, a great competitive game so far.
Yeah, tit for tat. I mean, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, and excellent play.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire. And guys, getting back to Kyle Anderson, not a fit for every system. I mean, he's a guy who needs the ball in his hands to be effective, and he's much more of a facilitator than a finisher at this stage. Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
They have a 2-for-1 situation if they go quick.
Yeah, I don't think they have to rush, though, Greg. Just need to find a good shot this time.
27 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Moore. Misses the three. And San Antonio shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%. Tries to save it. And again, Chicago running the court in transition. And there's McDermott. That's good on the assist from Moore. Moore's got his fourth assist in this one. Mills. And as we conclude the third quarter. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first three, we should be in for a treat. Chicago leading on the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Other team to Dunleavy on the perimeter. And it's Rose in at the point.
Wow, the fans are really getting their money's worth tonight. What an entertaining ball game.
Up to this point, Greg, it's been almost impossible to separate these teams. I think this one's going to be close all the way.
Here's Duncan. Gibson with the steal. There's the triple. And he gets the bucket. And that's 15 points for Pau Gasol. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Spurs making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. Spurs trail by 7. That's a 2 from Parker. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists tonight.
And you could tell they had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound. And just because you can make it from outside doesn't mean you need to live there.
Not that far out anyway, Greg. I mean, he can work for a better shot than that.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the right.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Goes back up. Gibson with another miss.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Fouled beyond the arc, and he almost hit the shot. He'll go to the line for 3.
And so last season for Tony Parker, somewhat of a shift. I mean, he was solid, but injuries cost him a few games. He also had his lowest assist and points per game totals since his rookie year, but he fought through like the champion that he is.
Last year, a big challenge for Tony Parker. He was in his 14th season, obviously. Every great player needs to transform his game as he gets on in age. Clark, we've seen it with the great ones. Parker did put up the highest three-point percentage of his career last year.
And he also ran the offense with tremendous poise and professionalism and cut down the turnover average as well, the lowest of his career.
And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Yeah, and actually still too close to call. I mean, this one is tight.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot. Well, he had one three-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs. And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly. That's the right look. The decision was good. He just didn't execute.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And Leonard gets it to go.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
You're right. 3 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
That doesn't go either for Rose.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rose. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Parker, that's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his 4th assist in this one.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Will it go? And it's sent back by Aldridge. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. Here's Gibson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
You know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA. Already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, you know, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I'll tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
Bulls trail by 7. From deep. Rebound by Parker. Parker's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
You can see the frustration in the quarter on his face, especially with his team trailing.
Parker with the steal. And they're pushing it up. Here's Aldridge. Kept alive. And Chicago shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. From downtown, and there's Gasol. That's good on the assist by Gibson. And that's 18 points for Pau Gasol.
The defenders need to recognize and be alert to staying on him as we get into crunch time.
And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Mills, he's checked in for San Antonio. And Chicago also making a switch. Noah's checked in.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Mills dishes to Aldridge. And he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
And the deeper we get into this game, it seems like the more the offenses are in rhythm.
Without question. I mean, both of these teams are firing on full broadband bandwidth. I mean, full throttle ahead.
And Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. A minute 42 left in the fourth. Rose kicks to Dunleavy. Back to Rose.
No doubt the quarter just not going his way. Still scoreless.
Great pass to set up the lay-in. Now it's a 6-point Spurs lead.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that one.
Chicago foul. Jimmy Butler. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle steps for the Spurs?
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Boy, he wanted everybody in the building to know who threw that one down.
Hanging on the rim is, I guess, one way to do it.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, you want to make sure you don't get teed up from a situation like that. Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And it's Butler missing.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
The wide open look here for Aldridge. San Antonio again missing.
It's going to take something special for them to come back now.
Well, I would say something special and some luck as well, or good fortune, however you want to phrase it.
Leonard attacking, knocks down the step-back Jay. And the Spurs lead by 7.
And with that basket, you'd have to think this lead is secure.
I'm almost ready to go there with you, partner. Not quite. I'm hanging around at that 98% mark, so it's just about done, but I need a little more evidence to close the book on it.
That's a 2 from Butler. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Not a quarter to remember as far as his offense is concerned.
Yeah, you know, he's not making any kind of impact for them at that end of the court right now. Tim Duncan, even in his advanced years, showing you that great vision and still getting it done. Nice pass.
And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Took the safe route there. Wasn't about to do anything that would get him in trouble on that one.
Nope. Up and in with one hand, the most basic finish possible.
But he still makes it look good.
Timeout for the Bulls.
Chicago calls timeout. They're behind by 7. 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter. From deep three-point range. And so it's San Antonio with the win. It was up for grabs.
Guys, I'm here with Tony Parker.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey, y'all, Ernie Johnson.